Hello, all you people out in internet land. This is A Kamikaze, also known as Kamikaze. And I want to talk to you about the future of Minecraft. I think there's just big holes in the future of Minecraft. Not saying that they haven't done wonderful things in the last quite a few years. I've got chat on. I am streaming to Twitch, YouTube Live, and Mixer. So whichever platform you need, whichever platform you like, I am there. And I'd be glad to see some folks chime in, and I will read chat as I go. But the future of Minecraft. Where is it going? Where is it coming from? That's a huge question, in all honesty. We have the updated Aquatic coming, 1.13. But what's 1.14 going to look like? Oceans have been pretty barren wastelands for a long time. Flooded barren wastelands, but barren wastelands for most part. I mean, only thing more wasteland looking than the oceans is the Nether. And talking about the Nether, let's get into the Nether. The Nether hasn't really had an update in a long time. It's a place that most of us don't go on a regular basis unless you're a redstoner and you need quartz, or you need red pallet for a build. Need netherrack. The new red fortress bricks as well as the brown fortress bricks, whichever ones you like. Netherrack, soul stand for growing your nether wart for potions, or blaze rods. I mean, the most valuable things are blaze rods and quartz. Well, what if we gave you reasons to visit the Nether? Well, let's throw this out there. Let's throw this out there. Switch my display really quick to this, and we have a Mr. Tango Tech, which asked, "What if there was a lava kraken?" That's pretty exciting, right? Lava kraken. Let's see how that would look. This is what he made of. Just something he put together quickly to show what a lava kraken could look like. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Pretty awesome concept, all in all. And I like it. I like it. It's a boss level creature for the Nether. I don't know how you'd have any reward for beating it other than XP, but he made that as a sample item. Really cool, really awesome. More power to him. And really appreciate awesome looking stuff like that. What about quartz glass? A nice super clear glass with connected textures. Quartz glass sounds like an awesome idea. Gives you another use for quartz. Gives you another reason to go to the Nether. How about those original pigmen? The original pigmen texture that were like pigmen. They weren't zombie pigmen. And we have nether villages. They're made out of netherrack. They're made out of nether materials, or fortress brick, or such. And you could trade with those guys. I've seen on many videos recommended rubies. They're red. They go with another rubies. And you could trade with the non-zombie pigmen, the pigmen villagers, for with rubies. And then zombie pigmen could be the defenders of villages. They're the battlers of those villages. That would be cool, right? Give us a way to build those negative enchantments. You can buy books off of a wizard pigman job class, and he could sell you those enchantments of vanishing and binding. Maybe the negative potions as well. And just buy nether materials. Be able to buy quartz from trade quartz for them, or trade rubies for quartz from them, or glowstone. That sounds like some cool ideas. I mean, a nice nether update like that could be very interesting. I do like what we're seeing in the snapshots of nether chasms. I think that's gonna really build up the terrain of the nether as a dangerous place again. Because the nether really isn't as dangerous as it used to be. We all figured out how to deal with gas, and now shields gas are toned down quite a bit. A lava kraken and more reasons to be in the nether could make the nether feel much more ominous. I definitely don't think we should have any kind of wood in the nether, because wood is the lack of wood in the nether and lack of water in the nether is what actually does make the nether feel dangerous. All right, you can obviously see I have modded here. This is modded 1.7.10 that I have installed here. Just what I loaded up to show some modded items that I think would be really solid to make Minecraft more than it is. More build it up and make it an incredible game, like it should be. Rails need a huge update. Rails have been the same for pretty much since they've been introduced. Furnace minecarts just don't work. They just don't work as any kind of engine. And they seem to be something that they just really don't have a purpose. A way track. You come from this direction or this direction, you're coming down this direction. A very normal piece of technology in Rail. But nothing else, if nothing else, to help us with Rails. A cross track? This is so basic, it's ridiculous that we don't have it. And also a more proper switch track. Something that is actually you're not jumping rails, you're actually purposely switching it and purposely going a direction, instead of trying to use orientations of track and jump corners on curves, which is a lot of what we do now. The whole, let's build something stupid like that and call it a switch. It's not a switch. That's goofiness. That's, you can go this way or you can come back this way. This is the proper way to do it. You can switch this so you can go straight through, or you can switch this to go here. This is an inferior way of doing it that we're forced to use now, and isn't much fun. It just isn't. With that, you can have manual switches, or you could have a motorized switch. Only real difference in motorized switch is being able to use redstone to modify it. Can't do that with the manual switch. You also have these, which really aren't these options really aren't a big thing to consider to make a simple system. But redstone switch, manual switch, easy enough, right? How about the instead of a furnace cart being a furnace and a cart, trying to pretend to be a locomotive? How about just giving us a locomotive? It's powered by steam, which is coal and water. We got that stuff. I don't think steam power is that much outside of the tech level of Minecraft. I'm not asking for electricity or anything crazy like that. Steam. Steam is what I'm asking for. I want a furnace minecart to be a furnace in a minecart. I want to just be able to click on that bad boy and put my smeltables in there and smelt them on the go. On that, quickly, I'm going to grab the tool that's required for Railcraft, which is what I'm using to show you the rail system. To show linkable trains. Now, we don't need a tool to link those. We could use a rail track. That's fine with me. A connecting track, or a coupler track, as it would be called. Right there, coupler track. Get those trains coupled up. Embarking tracks, disembarking tracks, so you can auto-load and un-auto-load people or entities. Control track, an actual track that we can set to a direction. Power it. It gives that one direction boost, not a boost in any direction. Locking track. Hold those carts down to where they are. Please, that it's not so it's not running all over the place. Whistle track, really cool feature. It just makes a whistle sound from the train when it passes over it. Locomotive track, basically, it can start and stop and change speed of locomotives. It's definitely a good option for controlling. Oh, sorry, that's the start and stop. The limiter track changes the speed. We could actually have those as one actual thing, and that wouldn't be a huge issue. Routing track, I think we could probably do without it. It's one of the more advanced features of Railcraft. Very cool feature. It allows you to put a ticket into a train and have it go where it could go down different paths by itself. Very cool. I don't think it's a necessary thing. I don't think a lot of these things are necessary. The cross track, the switch track. We could even do without the way track, but end of the line. I think a lot of us know how to just put a block at the end and make it the end of the line. But all right. one way track. Carts can only pass down that one way if the carts are loose. That's useful. Directional detector track, very useful. Carts going the correct direction, it sends out a redstone signal. If it's going the opposite direction, it does not. How many farms could benefit from that? Gated track, I can see it one way or another. It's a track with a gate on it. That's a gated one-way track, and then there's a gated two-way track. Yeah, I could pass on those. I don't need a train to run gates for me, but the suspended track's kind of nice. If you have a space like this, you can let's get this going the right direction. You can spend a track over there, and actually you can pass through that. That's one of the huge features of the suspended track that I very much like. It's the ability to just actually pass through it. With that, you can have the disposal track, which could pick up. You could have a track, run a train down, pick up some mobs, come back, drop them in a pit. Wooden rail wouldn't be nice. A cheaper alternative for rail at the cost of speed. Definitely would like cargo carts and liquid carts and work carts. All work cart is a workbench and a cart. That's handy. Extra water to fuel your train. That's always handy to have. Also, a way to store more than each one of those lines is one bucket. It'd be nice to have a tank of some sort, and then a filtered cart that can carry. You put a filter in there, and it only carries what's there. The visual aspect, don't really need that, but it's kind of cool all in all. And you can see there the filling of the tank. Holds a lot of buckets of water, which is nice. And you can move the water efficiently using the train system. On the same plane, being able to use rails on the same plane. You don't have to build up You don't know how many of these silly things I build in a world to run one cart over another. Just being able to go straight across. Because I am a rail builder. I'm probably the only person stupid enough or smart enough or stupid enough to keep trying to use the rail system as it is and use it for farms and all kinds of stuff. Hello, we have a couple people in chat. Any ideas you guys have about 1.14 nice to haves? Earlier I was covering Nether improvements, a new boss, possible villages, a new glass types, new tradables, Hello, all you people out there. Actually, Alan, this isn't actually actual live server right now. It's just a little test world that I'm goofing around in. Showing, actually right now I'm just showing some Railcraft, some basics of Railcraft, and talking about how the rail system could be a lot better in Minecraft. Awful rail system. And mainly because we don't have this cross track. This is a Railcraft is a 1.10 mod. At least that's the last really stable version. Another thing Railcraft has that's pretty cool is higher speed rails, as well as slower rails that are cheaper. Wooden rails. And then, like, for these high-speed rails, we could make them diamond rails. Sure, what's your question? Railcraft also has signaling and a lot of other stuff that I don't think's necessary to make things massively better. But one thing I would really like to see is a tunneler. Tunneler does a horizontal 3x3 space. As the menu is now, it has a head, fuel, ballast, which is gravel, and tracks that's putting down. In all honesty, the head could just be regular diamonds. It doesn't. Railcraft makes you make a round head, but it could just be diamonds that cost per 1 diamond per however many blocks mined. Fuel is coal. Again, this is we can put water in here as well and have it like a locomotive that can drill. The ballast makes a lot of sense because that when it hits a hole, it can fill the hole. I think it only fills up to 3 blocks or 4 blocks deep holes, and then it'll stop. But that's a nice feature, especially when you're working underground. We all know you hit a ravine or something. I see you have a question. You can ask it at any time. Just type it on in. And the tracks are just, what tracks do you want to use? Do you want to use those wooden tracks that are just cheap to get the tunnel made? Or do you want to use more expensive tracks because you're trying to get that rail system put in? Other things that I think are pretty cool. Coke oven makes, basically you put coal in it and it costs you time, and it makes the coal better. Blast furnace is kind of cool to have a multi-block smelter that's a little bit faster. Steam oven, I don't see much use. Water tank siding is nice. It's a structure that collects water when it rains, and you can fill your trains off of in remote areas. I don't think a rolling machine. Rails are built differently in Railcraft. I think the regular way that we build rails is just fine. Trade stations and feed stations. Again, don't think don't think too much of them because it modernizes Minecraft further than I think a vanilla Minecraft is meant to be. But the Rock Crusher would be nice. The Rock Crusher it's a multi-block structure, and what it does is it'll take rock down to sand. Oh, sorry, rock down to dirt, dirt down to sand. It will break down rocks. I think that's a wonderful unit. It comes in handy. Smoker is a really nice thing. I like the smoker a lot. It is completely a cosmetic thing. And you just put it down, and it makes particle smoke, which is nice for if you're building a chimney. I think that would be a wonderful, wonderful addition. You have the multi-block tanks in Railcraft, which I will actually build one because I think they are a very cool structure to use, because they can be filled with liquid, and liquid didn't have to be water. It can be lava too. So when you're filling up these, you can have some kind of liquid removal block and be able to remove liquid. This mod is compatible with Buildcraft, so I think they intend you to use the Buildcraft piping system. They have steam boilers, which I think are silly. Void chest would be nice. It's just a chest that you can drop in items that you don't want anymore, and when the chest closes, they're gone. Metals chest is nice. I think it would be a bonus. You put your diamonds or your ingots or whatever into it, and it condenses it into cubes. They have slabs and stairs out the nose and different blocks that I could take it or leave it. The stone platforms are kind of nice, and the posts are a lot like current fences, which we could just use the current fences with this. But it'd be nice to have these platforms that you can build on top of them. You can build. I use them for railways a lot to build up in the air railways. That would be a nice touch. I wonder if they would work on the ground as one of those step up things to get out of a pen without making a way for the animals to get out. But I think they're regular block height, so they wouldn't be good for that. Obviously, some form of steam engine, not necessarily for the RF, which is Railcraft's power system that it uses, but just as an item, as an intermittent item to build a locomotive. In all honesty, I'd love to see strengthened glass, which is this. Basically, you take a glass block, you surround it with nuggets, and you can make iron or gold strengthened glass, which just would have a little bit more blast resistant for like a creeper or something getting up on you. Don't think we need all these detectors. They're nice, but again, not really necessary. A multi-tool of some sort would be nice. Rotate those blocks when you get redstone out of place. Railcraft uses crowbars. In all honesty, you could use anything. Hello, new person. Story mode, Axel, huh? backpacks are cool, but I think the backpacks are really replaced by those shulker boxes. I think they really replaced backpacks. Backpacks are in a lot of mods. But yeah, they're not huge by any means. Their backpacks are backpacks. Their shulker boxes are, in all honesty, a lot better. Why don't we have bookcases that are usable? I mean, really, bookcases that are usable. Why don't we have this? Why don't we have bookcases that we can put books in? I think this is probably about the silliest thing. Hello again, you're back. TazXZat, huh? I'm sure I butchered that. I am terrible at pronouncing things. But bookcases that are usable. Why wouldn't we have bookcases that are usable? I still just really don't get why bookcases aren't usable. With that, we can have cool things like... let me find it. The Redstone book. Redstone book is a little bit different than other books because if you... It powers redstone behind it. Secret doors? Yeah, I agree with you. No one will ever know why bookcases can't store books. Yes, Axel. This is modded. This is actually a few different mods. Bibliocraft is the one with the modded bookshelves. I've also been talking through some Railcraft as well, which is a awesome mod. This is all out of 1.710. So yeah, there's a slotted book. You can actually store an item in it, which is cool. And you can put an item in a bookcase. This isn't a server. It's just a local. Sword pestle. A workbench with a bookcase in it. A tool stand. A case where you can put one item and labels so you can label chests. Very cool items. We have a lot of decor in the game right now. But how much of it is useful? I mean, our paintings are so stagnant. Let us say let's say that sword saved our life. We're to store it there, or maybe in something like this. Or oops, wrong kind of book. Sorry. Huh. Oh, that's right. It only holds schematic books. I forgot. But anyway. A rack where you can put tools. Hello, Alan. Back again, huh? This isn't actually a server. This is just I've actually been thinking about running a server. It'd be a low cost subscription server, maybe about $2 or $3 a month per person. More people, I can get the cost down. I've actually talked to quite a few people about it. You can check us out at Warehouse 34. It's a gaming store that me and some of my business partners own, and we're on Facebook, Warehouse 34 gaming store, and you can put in. You can talk to us there about us starting up a server. This particular mod pack I have has Railcraft, Bibliocraft, Enhanced Portals 3, which is basically just portals that go where you want them to go, which is very cool. Buildcraft, Mind Factory Reloaded, Ender.io, Extra Utilities, Forestry, and Storage Drawers. But yes, I do own the servers and could set up a server quite easily for everyone at very low cost. But I've got to have those people who those core people who want to start one. Talking about storage drawers, awesome little mod. You have half and full depth. Each one has a single item. This one will have 4 different items. That's 2 different items, and you can sort your items better. Let me get a little stone here. And you can see it stores 1 item, which is very cool. And it gives you a picture of it so you can see what you're storing, unlike a chest, which you can kind of get lost in where things are stored. That particular mod also has enhancements to the drawers where you can help them to either store more. I really like the fill level, knowing how full it is, the void upgrade. So once the drawer is full, everything else goes in the trash. There's some creative ones which are handy. Emits signal. So so it gives you information. These also come with keys, so you can lock your storage. I don't really think like vanilla really needs keys. It's never been about being able to lock your stuff up. I also don't think we need the packing tape to seal it, because we do have shulkers, which are very good at that. On the other side of that, forestry. Forestry is a great mod. I really like their agriculture system. I'm not going to go into it in depth because it is a complicated system. Farming blocks, gearboxes, hatches, valves. Valves need water, farm control, and you also need fertilizer, which kind of replaces bone in forestry to try to give you a better result. Also, you have peat moss, which is made from bog earth, which we could get in swamps. Bog earth is kind of cool stuff. Yeah, let's find that hole from earlier that I was using over here. It's just different stuff. Looks neat. Functions well. And you could also make peat moss out of that, which you could use as another form of fuel, which is awesome. Don't really need the bees and the butterflies out of forestry, in my opinion, but there are a lot of nice woods. I really do like the amount of different woods. One of my personal favorites is this desert acacia wood, which is a green acacia. I very much like that. Extra utilities. I really like the compressed cobblestone. We all stack up so much cobblestone, so much dirt, so much sand. Or if you're just trying to move these materials, or gravel, you're trying to move a large amount of materials, having a machine that could compress things down, even if you had to use put them, with the cobblestone, you just put 9 cobblestone in a workbench and it compresses it down, but even if you had to use a special machine for it, it would be pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm not big into. Ender lilies would be cool. They're a way to get ender pearls. You could have ender lakes with ender lilies. That would be cool. Carved glass would be very cool. Basically decorative glass of sorts. I personally am drawn to the creeper glass, but I'm weird. But even those squares look pretty nice. While we're talking about glass, I am going to get the quite clear glass, which is from Ender.io, and this is what I think quartz glass should be. This right here. Nice glass like this. We could have stained varieties to have a lot of different colors. It's just a very nice, clean glass. I really like it. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. Let's see. I really do like the painting machine. Being able to paint like a pressure plate to be a different color to match the terrain, or take an invisibility potion and add it to a pressure plate, so you could have an invisible pressure plate. This is another fluid tank. Definitely an alternative to that bigger style tank. And you just put buckets in. You want a bucket of water out? Bucket of water out. It also visually shows you when it's partially full. These tanks are pretty nice because you can actually carry them around with you full. You still have to have buckets to take water in and out, but reservoir is pretty cool. It allows you to, you put 4 of them next to each other and put 2 buckets of water in it. It makes an infinite water source. A lot of powered stuff. I've always thought this enchanter would be cool as a disenchanter, so you get bad enchantments, you could take them off and put them into books and use them for later. A disenchanter would be pretty cool. All in all, a lot of piping stuff and stuff. Cool stuff, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's very vanilla. Conveyor belts, though, might be vanilla. Nice to move items around. I've used those to move things around on modded. Maybe like a block breaker or block placer. I think those would be interesting. Like, there's an auto anvil. That I don't think that's as interesting, but yeah, there's a disenchanter. Yeah, vine scaffolding. That's a good one. I'd forgotten about vine scaffolding. Vine scaffolding's fun. Make a scaffold. You can add to it from down here. You can climb it. In Minecraft, we need this badly. Especially since there's not a whole lot vines are good for. This is a great item. Then you break it on the bottom and the whole thing comes down. That's a weird glitch, but you get what I'm saying. Very easy to take down. Very awesome. Let's see. Buildcraft stuff. The main thing in Buildcraft that I truly want is the land marker and the quarry. Land markers are simply just markers. But you can mark a red line quite a few blocks away. So you keep that, when you're trying to build and you're trying to keep a specific line, you can. But they also allow you to do this, which makes a quarry. And I'm just going to grab that power block there. We could just power it with coal. That would be perfectly okay with me. Hopper of coal on top with a hopper on the bottom to catch all these bricks would be just fine with me. And it digs for you, so you don't have to spend your time digging. Quarry is definitely something vanilla could use. I've played a lot of single player. I think that's a lot of why I like playing a modded server, is because I don't have a lot of friends who play Minecraft on a regular basis. So, and I mean, getting onto Sidecraft or Hermitcraft or someplace like that has people who've been playing for years, who very much enjoy playing, is all invite only. And you know, I'm never gonna be that top tier YouTuber for Minecraft. That's not who I am. I'm not trying to do this for a job. I'm just throwing out ideas that I think would be cool to have in Minecraft. Some things that I couldn't find a mod for: double pistons. Basically, they're literally exactly how they sound. They're two pistons long, and they go out 2 pistons. A rotator. Mumbo Jumbo brought this up. A block that you can put in the ground, and all it does is rotate every time you rotates 90 degrees every time you put a redstone signal to it. I think that'd be awesome. Dyeable redstone lamps. Give us lights and colors, folks. I mean, why? Why with color update did we not get dyeable redstone lamps? I mean, it's not dyed. It only puts out the same color, but it's different. It looks different. That's kind of nice. Those office lamps have no business in Minecraft. They're ugly, but yeah, set them more than basic lamps. A pump would be really nice. Something that you could just pump out water or lava out of a build area. That I think would be a cool thing. Even if it has to it pumps up and puts it in buckets, and you have to go and put more buckets in it. I'm okay with that. It could run on buckets and coal. I'm very okay with that. So, all you people who work for Mojang out there, these are my thoughts. Some of these thoughts came from a few other people. Thank you, Mumbo Jumbo. Thank you, Tango Tech. Thank you, Zuma Void, and many others that I watch on YouTube. You guys do wonderful work. I'm sure a lot of you guys would think that things like this could be a wonderful thing to the game. But these are my thoughts. What are yours? Comment below on this video. I'm sending this video up to YouTube as a video, previously a stream. Please comment below. What else would be great in 1.14? Well, this has been Kamikaze, or A Kamikaze as my username is. Any of you that be interested in a 1.710 modded survival server, get a hold of me at Warehouse 34 Gaming Store page on Facebook. And we'll see you next time.